everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. This is another installment of a Chop and Chat. So I apologize if everything doesn't look lined up or anything like that. I'm trying to make a quick one here. Marty's on his way home from golfing, and I'm going to try to get as many chopped here as I can today for you guys. I wanted to do this last week, but I didn't start filming in time, and Marty came home from golf. So I try to do these when nobody's home, except me. So I have several, I have a lot of L3 and I have a lot of Teddy Bees to chop up today. But let's just get going here. This first one, first of all, happy Sunday. It's June 11th, middle of June already. Can't believe it, but it is what it is. This first one here I got two of. This is Ozark. This was from the most recent, I'm going to try to make this a little bit more lined up for you guys, but I'm doing the best I can here. This is Ozark. This is bonsai, dirt, fresh cut grass, sea salt, and blue spruce. This was from the most recent customer creation contest that Jen and L3 had in, was it April? I think it was April. So I'm just going to try the best I can here to not bump the camera. If I bump the camera, I apologize. I'm really close to the camera here with where my hand has to go. And if you watched my first Chop and Chat from a couple of months ago, I've said that it's kind of tough in my house. The lighting is the best in the kitchen. So I have one more of the customer creation shapes to cut. These are the May roses that Jen and Trish bought the molds for. And they're trying to do a cute little whimsical shape for each season or holiday coming up in the month that we would be in at the time. So these ones here are a little bit smaller than some of the other ones that she has molds for, these Ozarks right here. So this one I cut into, this first one I cut into 8 pieces. This one I'm going to probably try to do the same. This has fresh cut grass in it and bonsai and dirt. So this is going to be a little bit of a stronger scent, just, from the way that those oils are. So I'm going to do the same with this, although sometimes cutting it, like I did last time, it's a little bit tricky, but I'm going to try my best to keep it lined up here. Poppy is in the vicinity, so if she hops on up here, that is what's happening. So I know this is going to sound crazy, but Poppy's birthday was yesterday. She is 3 now. My birthday is coming up this week, so her and I have the same birthday week, and I tell Marty that's why she's my furry soulmate. We're only a few days apart birthday wise, but she is she's right here on the floor. I don't think the camera can show my feet down at the floor, but she's here. So she already checked it out before I hit play. I didn't get my damp paper towel out like I usually have, so let me just do that here. I'm close to my sink, so I try to keep as much as I can cleaned up in between scents. And typically when I chop, I try to chop fresh. I try to chop all bakery at one time, fresh at one time, but that's not what's happening today. So I'm just going. Next is Muffin Man. This is lemon, poppy seed, coffee bean, blueberry, sugar, and sugar cookie royale. I actually got a couple of these, but I have one in my storage for another time. But I wanted to get this one chopped because, I love coffee. I love coffee to drink, although I am more of a tea person. I love coffee to melt. I am one of those people that like coffee. I was a barista when I was in high school and college, and so it's funny, when I was a kid, both my parents were coffee drinkers, and I always thought coffee was absolutely disgusting. And I said, ugh, I'll never drink it. And my dad said, one day you will, and chuckled. And lo and behold, he was right. Our parents are right most of the time. And I turned into my parents years ago. believe it or not. And, you know, it's funny how that works. You know, you think you never will, but then one day you wake up and your mom or your dad is staring back at you. You know, something you say or something you did, you're like, oh my God, when did my dad get here? When did my mom get here? But probably, in my early 20s, I think I turned into one of my parents. Or actually, you know, I am both of them, believe it or not. So, excuse me. I'm having a little bit of a rough day today. This next one is Snickers coffee, zucchini bread, and whipped cream. This was part of the Snickers. It's not the Snickers, the zucchini bread sampler from a couple of months ago that L3 had. I'm having a little bit of a rough day today, respiratory-wise. My husband works with a couple where he works. She, the wife, actually used to be his old secretary, and her husband works in IT. So my husband, being the dork and data nerd and IT nerd that he is, he's just, you know, become close and friends with them, you know, in the 8 years that he's worked there. So they have a piece of property up in, it's about an hour away from here. This next one is peanut butter, fresh baked bread, and strawberry jam. This was from the strawberry jam sampler. That was not this last pre-order, of course, that was shipped out, but the one that closed, you know, most recently. No, that's wrong. I said that backwards. This is from the one that shipped most recently, obviously. Sorry. See, chop and chat, sometimes it's harder than it looks, you know, trying to chop these correctly and carry on a cohesive conversation, you know. But anyways, they have a piece of property about an hour from here. And they have a permanent setup there where they have their RV and a, you know, beautiful covering for it. You know, it's like an RV campground. You know, some people retire there and, you know, move there full time. And we were there just kind of off the grid yesterday and just hung out. And I felt like I honestly was home. And they have their properties right by a stream, and we're still having a lot of heavy runoff from all the snow that we got this past winter here in Utah. So the stream is pretty violent right now. It's not too bad, but it's just flowing beautifully, and it reminds me of my dad's house. You know, he has a stream that runs through his property, and I have spent many hours of my life sitting by that stream. So this next one, my allergies are pretty flared up today from being outside. We went in the Rhino and went on a ride up in the mountains yesterday, and just kind of was out in nature, and now I pay for it today. But this next one is Beach Nights, strawberry jam, and sugar cookie dough. And you know, it's funny, with sugar cookie dough, I actually like it a little bit better than sugar cookie royale. To me, it's a little bit more buttery, and it has a little bit more of a doughy scent, like a batter, than sugar cookie royale does. Sugar cookie royale is sweeter because it has that frosting component to it. You know, it reminds me of the Loft House cookies that's all over the place. But I prefer sugar cookie dough. So, okay, these next ones here, these were the little bunnies that were poured for Easter time. And the only reason I bought these ones is because of the scent, rice flour and shea. Bath and Body Works, back in the day, and I'm talking me high school, which was 21 years ago. So, this was, I wanted to see if this scent here was a dupe for the Bath and Body Works rice flour and shea, and you know, it is. I smell this. It's a very light, dainty. It's not, I don't want to say it's feminine because it doesn't have any of the feminine components to it. I mean, it's just, it's delicate. And this is, I used to use rice flour and shea all the time at Bath and Body Works when it was available. I bought it all the time. I had it in lotions and creams and whatever else that was available. I don't remember now. That's, you know, been a long time ago. And the damn thing won't come out of the vault. So I'm just going to have to request rice flour and shea. And the next time I'm on my customs list for L3, I might just have a bag of that poured, believe it or not. So, okay. I'm going to try to do my other vendors first before I get into my teddy bees, because I do have a lot of teddy bees today that I want to chop. And I just will say, if I have to abruptly wrap this video up, it's because I can hear my husband in the garage coming in, and I don't want to have that bunch of extra noise and shit for you guys to have to worry about when he gets in. So, just letting you guys know. High Class Biatch. This was Christine's blend, I believe. This is Baccarat Rouge 540, Cashmere Cedar, and Vanilla Lace. And this is a beautiful fragrance. This blend here that she came up with. It's beautiful. It's smoky, it's sexy, it's sophisticated, it's sultry, it's mysterious, it's fantastic. So, anybody have any vacations planned this summer? You know, I do get back to your comments, although it takes me a hot minute to do so. I do read them, I do see them. So tell me if you're going anywhere. We have been married for 5 years this year in October, and we were thinking of going somewhere that isn't too far away, but not, you know, an hour away kind of a thing. We're just having a rough time figuring out where to go. We wanted to go to Charleston, South Carolina. I used to live there when I was a kid. And this next one's Graham Canyon. This was my blend. This was vanilla ice cream, butterscotch caramel, graham crackers, whipped cream, and mallow. This is very strong in the butterscotch. It's very strong in the caramel. So this one here, when you first smell it, you know, this has aged a little bit. So this is taking on more of a butterscotch note, but this is very strong. So what I plan on doing with this is I'm going to melt it alone, just to really see what is it going to do alone. But I really have plans to blend this with zucchini bread, to blend this with pink frosted cake, just to blend this and add a little bit of that caramel butterscotch note to something, because this is a strong scent. So I just wanted to tell you what my thoughts were about this one, because I know a couple of you out there that I've talked to, this one, butterscotch is weird for people, so I understand that this one is pretty strong. So that's just my input of what what I have plans on doing with this scent. But back to Marty and I, we want to go to Charleston eventually, Hilton Head and Myrtle Beach, but I used to live in Charleston, well, outside of Charleston when I was a kid for 4.5 years, when my dad was working at the now defunct Naval Shipyard in Charleston. That's the reason why we moved back up to Pennsylvania when I was 9, almost 10. It was right around the time that I turned 10 and O.J. Simpson shit was in the news, you know, from the 90s, that catastrophe. And I'll never forget that, because that was a really rough time in my life. And that's the time that my trichotillomania really started to get prevalent. You know, that's the disorder I have where I pull my hair out, which I've talked about before, and I have a separate video from a year ago where I go into more depth about it. But that move from that transition, and just when we moved from South Carolina back to Pennsylvania, I didn't even tell you this scent here, but you could see it if you're paying attention. This is fantastic. Fantastic. Tam likes this, that I know of. Christy likes this, that I know of. And a lot of other people really like this. I think Jenny does too. Jenny Gilmore. This is a fantastic blend. I have 3 of these, and I think I've already chopped up 2. So this is going to be my 3rd. I need to do a couple more, cut these a little bit. But anyways, when I was in 4th grade, I went to 3 different 4th grades in 1 year. So I think that, combined with other stuff that was in my life and stuff, that was the catalyst to my trichotillomania. I mean, when you have mental health diseases like that usually take a severely traumatic episode or something that affects you mentally, to have that other disease kick into play. You know, I'm talking, you know, sometimes schizophrenia, you know, if you're going to get it, you get it by your late 20s for the most part. And a lot of times, you know, it's from a psychiatric snap, or a severely traumatic episode in your life just causes schizophrenia to kick in. And not that Trichotillomania is similar or like schizophrenia, Trichotillomania. You know what I'm saying. They are similar, but they're different. And I think I'm throwing my paper towel away. I think just having all of that chaos in my life at that time, and, you know, being 10 years old and not having any siblings and not, you know, really having any friends, moving back up to Pennsylvania. I mean, my parents didn't give a shit whether I wanted to move or not. They didn't really consult me on any of that stuff. Not like families do now, where they, you know, ask the kids, like, kids, what do you want to do, kind of a thing. Nope, I didn't have a voice in my family. So that's the way it is, and I'm doing the best I can in life. So anyways, this next one is watermelon cake and vanilla buttercream frosting. This watermelon cake, guys, is fan-freaking-tastic. It's so good. If you like watermelon and you like cake, give this a try if you haven't. I mean, this is loaf-worthy to me. This is a single oil, this watermelon cake, but it is fantastic. It is so good, blended with just about anything bakery that you can think of. I'm going to put some blueberry in here with this one. I have several trigs of these bunts. Oh, Jesus. Several trigs of this scent. It's telling you, trying to do this and talk, it's a hot mess for a little bit. So, but I have several trigs of this, which I've experimented with the last several months. So I know pretty much what my favorite blends are with this watermelon cake. And I am just so excited to get this bunt melting, just because it is, like I said, it's creamy, it's watermelony, but it has that bakery note to it, where you get that pop of bakery, that cake that is with a lot of other, bakery scents out there, like that creamy, that punch of cake batter. I think most of you, if you like bakery, you know what I'm talking about. Mixed with the watermelon fruit is fantastic. It's fantastic. So when it's poured again, which I'm going to request, I'm tapering off ordering for the summertime just because of heat and shipping and that stuff. But in the fall, definitely. I mean, it's an all year round scent. It's not something that should just be, you know, typecast as a spring and a summer scent. I mean, I love watermelon. So this next one, Poppy just jumped up on the counter. She's interested, guys, but we'll see. This was Jay's blend. This is lemony strawberry snicket, lemon pound cake, strawberry pound cake, lemon curd, and fresh picked strawberries. This is not too bakery. So Jay does not like bakery. So he was very smart with putting lemon curd in here, because lemon curd is hella strong. And it takes away any sort of bakery note or batter note or cookie note, to my nose at least, and just leaves you with that beautiful creaminess of the lemon, the strawberry. And you get a little bit of the strawberry pound cake, but just the fruit part of it to my nuts. So as you can see, compared to these other shapes that were here, this one's a little bit bigger. So she did have 2 or 3 different molds that that at least the ones that I purchased that she poured. So there's 2 different sizes for these Mayflowers. This guy here, and I'll chop him a little bit there. Yep, looks good. Okay, this lemony why do I want to keep saying watermelon? Lemony strawberry snicket is a fantastic blend. It's fruity, it's punchy, it's strong. I mean, anything with lemon curd is just knock you in the face strong. It's fantastic. So, hi, honey. You can't come over here on the camera today, sweetheart. There's no room for you over here, baby. So, okay. This next one I have is Strawberry Lime White Elephant Exchange. So, this one here, lime is weird in my house. My husband thinks lime smells like vomit. It just is what it is. So I have to be very careful with what I purchase with lime, because, you know, I like lime, but I also don't want to melt something that my spouse doesn't like. So, and yes, I can melt it when he is not home, but a little bugger knows if there's been lime melting, because he'll say it smells like vomit in here. So I've tried. This here is, it's got a little bit of lime, but to me it is more like lime zest. It's that lime oil, that lime zest. You know, if you just take a microplane and a lime and, you know, get the zest going, it smells like that to me, not the pulp or the actual juice. It smells like the lime oil, which is great because I think I could melt this one. You have the White Elephant Exchange, which is the vanilla blender, one of the vanilla blenders that L3 has, and then you have your strawberry. So this one here, I'm just going to get chopped up quickly. I have plans today. Catherine tagged me in, oops, I bumped the camera. I made it 20 minutes without bumping the camera. I'm proud of myself. She tagged me in the 10 must-have blends for summer. So I have plans on doing that video later today. And I really want to get my melts of the month done, but I'm going to make it March and April together into one video. And then May, I'll probably just do by itself. So that's my plans for today. And we'll see how the rest of the day goes. It's 12:30-ish here. So that one's chopped up. Okay, this next one, this is Salt Mountain Melts. Amanda is about an hour away from me, her company, her business. I haven't bought from her for a couple of years. It's just not a vendor that I am crazy about. So I found this in my collection, and he is almost 2 years old, so I'm going to get him chopped up and melting. This is the Circus Animal Stuffed Sugar Cookie. This is Circus Animal Cookies, sugar dough, and frosted sugar cookies. This is pretty good. I like this scent. I actually forgot I had this. I didn't think I had any more Salt Mountain in my collection, but here it is. This is nice. It's very doughy. It smells like... This gets very messy when I chop like this, but it, you know, it is what it is. This is real life. So main thing is, don't chop my damn finger off. That's what I try to do every time I chop, is not to chop myself. So this, that looks like a big piece. But I like that some of this is, and I can just, you know, this is a strong smell. I can just smell the dough. It's just wafting up from below, you know, on my chopping board. I know that's a little bit of a big piece, but I'll just keep that for down here. This is, I have tried animal cookie oils from most of the vendors out there that I have purchased from, at least. And I really am not a fan of the, animal cookie oil by itself, because to me, it doesn't smell like anything. It is just flat. It doesn't have anything. But when you blend it with something, it takes on a little bit of a different bakery form, in my opinion. So this one here, the fact that she blended it with sugar cookies and sugar cookie dough, it bumped up that animal cookie just a little bit more, in my opinion. So my opinion of the best animal cookie dough, or sugar cookie, animal cookie, whatever you want to call it. I know it goes by circus cookies too. My favorite oil is from Julie at Sassy Girl Aroma. She has several animal cookie blends in her arsenal, and I love her oil. And it has the most cookie to me. It's the most buttery to me. It actually smells like an animal cookie to me. L3 I'm not a fan of. It doesn't smell like anything to me. And I've had Teddy B's. Her signature sugar cookies and her animal cookies is the same, you know, it's the same thing, goes by the same name. I cannot smell it at all. I have peach cobbler circus cookies right now, and it doesn't even really smell like much to me. And it's a kind of a disappointment, because I know that's a very popular oil from Teddy Bees. And then, I mean, Tiffany is a hell of a blender. She is very, 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 very talented. And it's just my nose. I mean, it's just, we're not all going to get the same thing from everything, and that's okay. But just thought I would give you a little bit of my opinion on the animal cookie, because I know that some, people either hate it or love it. So that's what I just thought I would talk about. Okay, I have 2 more vendors here to go before I hit my Teddy Bees. So this is Swanky. This is buttery toast and jam, red banana zucchini. This is from last summer. I actually ordered this pre-order on the golf course with my husband. I remember that. We were on like hole 16. I remember. It's amazing what your brain remembers. So this one here, I'm just going to get this chopped up. You can see the oil still down in the tin. This is, I'm going to chop this in 8 pieces, I think. Jeannie from Swanky, she was supposed to have a pre-order this past week, but she's, she got quite a bit behind this past pre-order time because of her respiratory illness that she had. And I know that it was pretty bad because my boss had the same sort of crap, the same respiratory thing, and it knocked her down for 6 weeks or so. So, I don't know when Swanky's next pre-order is. I don't think she's announced it yet, or what her blends are going to be. But just thought I would get this guy chopped, and this is strong. I mean, that buttery toast and jam is just, it's crazy strong. I can smell it right now, just from chopping that up a little bit. But cleaning my board off here. Okay, this next one, this is going to make a mess because I love these little mini muffins that Julie from Sassy Girl does, but they crumble. That's just her wax, but it's so beautiful. This is I'll Get By. This is birthday cake, zucchini bread, toffee, chocolate, fruity buttercream, and vanilla cake. So birthday cake, zucchini bread, and cupcakes at Tiffany's. That's what this one is. I'm not a cupcakes at Tiffany fan by itself, but I do like it as a blender. So this one here, I have had her cupcakes. I have had her, what was I going to say? I've had this blend before, and I actually bought 2 of these mini muffins, and I used one, a couple of months ago. This, I know when a lot of people chop her wax, they put it in the microwave just to solidify it a little bit. You know what I mean, just keep it together a little bit. I don't microwave my wax when I chop it. I just go and let it be what it is. So just chopping a little bit off there, and there we go. See how it crumbles? So that's why I wanted to do this one last. Okay. Moving into Teddy Bees. Teddy Bees wax chops like butter. So I wanted to get this all put into my bag so I can clean my chopping board off. Got to get all of those. Poppy, what are you doing? Poppy! Sorry, guys. When I am filming, Poppy goes crazy for the most part. So, okay. I am sealed now. Okay. I'm going to get one more paper towel here. I chop on this tea towel because little pieces of wax fly off the chopping board, especially when I clean it like this. So I just empty it into the garbage can. Okay. With Tiffany's wax, Teddy Bees, I don't have to worry about it crumbling. So I'm cleaning this baby up here as good as I can, so I can get going. Okay. I've got several. just dry this off here. Okay. I've got several souffles in here. And by several, I'm meaning maybe 20, maybe more. If I don't get through all of them, you know, or this video is too long, then I'm really not even looking at the time. I'm just talking and having fun and chopping this. So, House of Dragons. This is Palo Santo, Vanilla Balsam, Fallen Leaves. And I really think it's cinnamon and a hint of peppermint, because when she printed these labels off, she realized that she liked more peppermint versus cinnamon, because she added the cinnamon in and really it was not what she wanted it to be. This was poured in October of last year. So this, if you have this scent, you know what it smells like. And I really like the aesthetic here. You know this, I hate glitter. I'm not a glitter person, but I can tolerate this a little bit here because it pretty much, it cleans out of the warmers pretty good. So, all right, with my Teddy Bees souffles, I can get 12 to 16 pieces out of a souffle. I talked about this in my last my last Chop and Shot. So with blends that are a little less strong, I tend to go towards 12 pieces. Scents that are a little stronger, I go towards the 16 pieces. So this is what's worked for me. It took me a long time to be able to figure out really exactly how much Teddy Bees wax works in my home. This is what works for me. And I know that some other people need to use more in their home. You know, you just have to do what works for you and your home. So this is what works for me. I chop it in half, turn it on its side, chop it again, and then keep going. I'm going to do that. That's 10 pieces there. So that's a little bit more than I wanted, but I didn't move over enough when I chopped here. So these little end pieces here, I'll use 2, maybe 3 in my dish. So this one's going to be a little off, but that's okay. This one here, what I really meant to do is do 1, 2, 3. So I get 8 pieces here. So 8 and 8 would be 16, but that's okay. All right, so this one's done. And see what I mean, how it chops like butter. It, you know, you get the little pieces you get like this, you can just easily pick those up and put those in your bag. So there we go. Beautiful, clean, yeah. Okay. Next one is Petrichor. Oh my God, I love this one. This is the Soil After Rain. And the scent of wet earth after the rain. This was from her January pre-order. And my God, does this smell like potting soil. This smells like wet potting soil. You know, if you have plants outside, which, you know, here in Utah, I know it's the middle of June and I need to have my flowers bought by now, but I don't think I'm going to do flowers this year, just because last year my flowers, when it gets to be July out here and it's over 100 degrees for many days in a row, the flowers just, they struggle. So it's not worth the money and the investment, I think. But this scent here is if you play around in a garden or you play around with planting or anything like that, this is the smell of wet potting soil or wet soil, period. This is, oh, I love this. What am I doing? Jesus, Ashley. So, I don't know how I got messed up, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. This is going to be a strong one, so these little end guys like this, I usually use 2, but depends on where I'm melting it. So, but this is authentic. Man, this just, oh, this smells like home. This really does. It smells like moisture and dampness and soil. Ah, fantastic. Right, my fingers off. The one thing with Tiffany's wax is it's beautiful texture. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I know a lot of us do. It does get a little gooey. Gooey isn't really even the right word. On the fingers, you know, waxy, I guess that's the right term. Okay, next one. I have a Snowpocalypse 2021. This was from June of last year, so I figured I better get him going. I need to use my teddy bees because I have a little bit of a pre-order coming, you know, next month or August, whenever it's coming. Okay, this one is a magnificent blend of Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds, Cashmere, Sandalwood, Vanilla Bean, and Cedar. So I know this one is popular. I know this one is talked about. Look how beautiful. Look at this damn snowflakes. Oh, I love it. This one has been talked about a lot. So I figured I'm just going to get this one going. I think I'm going to chop this in 6 and 6 to do 12, because Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds to me traditionally is a little bit of a lighter scent. It's that marshmallow perfume from Bath and Body Works, to me at least. So I'm going to do this in 12 pieces so I can have a little bit of a better throw with this one. But you know what? If I see that it's too strong, I'll just chop a little bit off of each piece. No big deal. So this one going. Next one, Peppermint Cream Butter Cookies. I got this in a D stash, actually. This is Peppermint Candy, Marshmallow Cream, and Crispy Cookies. This one. Come on, there you go. Okay. This one smells like At the North Pole from Sassy Girl Aroma. That's what it smells like to me. That's, oh, it's a little beyond center, but that's okay. Marty and I went to go see, and with this one here, I'm also going to chop it into 12, just because this is a creamy peppermint blend, and I want it to be a little bit stronger throw. So I'm going to give a little bit more of a piece. Marty and I went to go see The Little Mermaid, not this past Friday, but 2 Fridays ago. And The Little Mermaid was my very first, I've talked about this in one of my videos in the last couple of weeks. The Little Mermaid, that's a big guy right there. The Little Mermaid was my very first Disney movie. When it came out, it was 1989 when it came out, so I would have been 5. I don't remember what month it came out at that time, but it was my very first Disney movie. And I thought I was a mermaid for a long time, because every day I would watch that damn tape and I would listen to the soundtrack with my yellow Sony Walkman. And yeah, so this next one is Pistachio Dream Sugar Cookies. This is Pistachio Dream Cake and our signature sugar cookie. This is the one that's pretty light for me. This one is from June of last year, but I wanted to get it chopped up and use it because, you know, I don't really smell pistachio in here at all, and I'm a pistachio lover, you know, to eat. I had really good pistachio ice cream yesterday. Oh my gosh, was it good. I love pistachio to eat. I love pistachio pudding. I love pistachio cake. I love pistachio nuts, you know, just the nuts. I love everything pistachio. So when I bought this and I smelled it, it's definitely more of her signature sugar cookies. So I'm just going to chop this into 12 here, because I know that it's a little, this one struggles. Sorry, I bumped the camera again. Didn't mean to. This one struggles for me, but okay. You're like, Ashley, you're chopping so much wax. I know, but I like to have variety, and believe it or not, I get through quite a bit of wax each week, at least in my opinion. I'm going to be doing my empties video here in the next, oh, maybe I'll do that one today, the next couple of days. I actually base it on whether I've washed my hair or not. I know it's crazy, but it's just me. This next one is Island Bakery. This is pineapple, peach nectar, tropical fruits, slight hint of coconut milk, strawberry pound cake, and iced lemon cookies. This is a good one. I've had this before. I based my filming on whether my hair is washed or not, because my hair is so thin and I have to use so much product in it to get it to have a little bit of volume. It's just, you know, and even though I've shown my bald spot on camera many, many, many times, you know, sometimes I just want clean hair if I sit down and film. So that's just me. But this beautiful, look at this beautiful melon color. Oh, this is gorgeous. This was from last summer too. So I thought I would, you know, use up. This is strong. Boy, is this fruity. This is fantastic. This has pineapple and peach and coconut milk. All of my favorite summertime. Summertime guys are in here. I love coconut milk. It's so good. Oh, it smells good. This takes me right back to Maui. We would like to go to Maui again too. We went there on our honeymoon. We got married in October of 18, but we went on our honeymoon in February of 19 because Ashley, I wanted to see the whales, and whale season peaks in Maui in February. So, boy, did we see whales. Oh, that was probably my favorite part of, well, I had so much fun in Maui. You know, we did everything. I went snorkeling. You know, I saw stingrays, sharks, jellyfish. I did everything I could. Marty got to golf, and you know, we had so much good food, and I walked on the beach every morning. Marty's kind of a grump in the mornings, and I try to get him to wake up and walk on the beach with me when the sun was coming up, and I didn't. I wasn't successful. So I walked alone on Kanapali Beach every morning when the sun came up, and it was so serene. It was probably my favorite time, you know, that alone time, that quiet time with just the waves. And I was just thinking, I am a freaking dot, a dot in the middle of a ginormous ocean. And it was just it was so peaceful. This is Rain and Woods. This is a fantastic one. This is crunchy leaves, wet flowers, clove, balsam, patchouli, and sandalwood. This one is similar to the Riverwoods, except this one has a little bit more of a soapy note to it. When I say soapy, I don't mean actual soap. I guess I should say clean. It's a little bit more clean to it, but this smells so good. Come on, release. There you go. Okay. Loved Maui. Anyways, the whales, when we were there, we went on a whale watching tour, which was fantastic. Oh, I wish I could have done it twice when I was there. My husband, Marty and I, yes, we were on our honeymoon, but we also did a lot of things separate in Maui because we wanted to experience everything we could, but, you know, it's expensive. So we did some stuff by ourselves. I went snorkeling by myself. We went on a sailboat with a group of people, and it actually worked out pretty well because Marty went golfing when we were there, and one of his days got rained out, and they gave him a voucher for another round, and it actually happened on the morning that I went snorkeling. So it worked out pretty well. If he would have had a ticket to go snorkel, he would have had to decide between golf and snorkel. So it worked out the way it was supposed to. We went on the sailboat to an island right off the coast of Maui called Molokini Island. It is shaped like a horseshoe, and you get down in the ocean with your little spaghetti noodle like they have in the pool for pools. You get down with that, and you have your life jacket on, of course, so you float. But you have those floaties there too, so you can lay flat and snorkel. And it was tough at first for me, just anxiety-wise. But once you get breath control and you really get comfortable just laying there, you don't really realize how much you float. away from the site where you actually are launched from. So it was quite an experience. This next one is Satsuma's in Linen. This is from last summer too. This is Satsuma mandarins, bergamot, exotic fruits, and fresh linen. This is beautiful. This is this color aesthetic on here. I like this one because it's got a little bit of laundry in it. So this is my first time. Ooh, look how pretty. It's my first time chopping this one up. I had a sample of this that I got in a D-stash a while ago, so I just have a little bit of experience with it. But this one is going to be melted now because it is a summery scent. Okay. But I really enjoyed my snorkeling. I enjoyed the luau we went to, Old Lahaina Luau. We stayed on Kanapali Beach, which is in Lahaina, which is on the, it's on the southwestern side of Maui, I should say. I believe it's where it is. Oops, sorry, bumped it again. Don't be too mad at me, please. Really, there isn't much clearance between my hand and the camera, so it is what it is, I guess. Lahaina, we would stay in Lahaina again. Although I think if we go back to Hawaii, I would want to go to Kauai, just because it's a beautiful, beautiful island. You know, my sister-in-law and her family just got back from there, and they did basically everything that they could do there. Hiking, biking, helicopters, you know, all that good stuff. But I will say, when we did the road to Hana. This next one, we're going to do Mrs. Teddy Bear. Oh, damn, do I love this one. This has fantastic cherry pie filling. It is like you open up a can of cherry pie filling and put your nose in it and inhale. That's what this cherry smells like. This is a blend of teddy bear biscuits, cherry pie filling, and whipped cream. And her teddy bear biscuits, I believe, are her beignets, cinnamon with powdered sugar dipped in whipped cream. I'm pretty sure that's what the teddy bear biscuits are. But, oh, does that smell good? I have this, I bought this in a tub, so, because I knew I would love this. Anyways, we would want to go to Kauai next time. But Maui, I mean, I'd go to anywhere in Hawaii. But Maui we chose because, one, it's the whales' favorite island, and two, it's not as touristy with a bunch of kids, you know, families running around. Yes, there are kids there and stuff, but it's a little bit more geared towards couples, and that's what we wanted to. I cut that one in 6. I want to cut this one in 8. That's what we wanted to do, where we wanted to go. So, no complaints. The last day that we spent there, my husband did, there is a volcano, a dormant volcano on Maui called Haleakala, Mount Haleakala. You can see it wherever you are on the island. I mean, it's huge. So, it erupted, I don't even remember how long ago, how many thousands or so years ago. Okay, next one is milk cookies and eggnog. I've had this many times. I've talked about it many times on my channel. My husband did the nighttime stargazing Haleakala tour, and I did the morning. Maybe he did both. Maybe he did the nighttime stargazing tour in Haleakala and the morning sunrise. I did the morning sunrise. I wasn't going to do it, but when Marty came back from it and said that, you know, you have to experience it, I did. You have to get picked up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and it is butt F cold, man. It is so cold up there. But you have to get up there because the whole point is you're up, you're high, you're on a mountain, you're on a volcano, and it's huge. It's huge. There's cloud coverage on the top of mountains. You know, if you watch mountaineering shows, you know, Everest or K2 or, you know, those types, you always see the cloud formation on the tops of mountains. You get up above the clouds and you get to see the sun rise right through the clouds. I can't even put it into words. I can't even describe how breathtaking beautiful it was, how serene it was. I mean, I wasn't into meditation and mindfulness at that time of my life like I am now, you know, as a way to help my anxiety and as a way to battle my mental health. So experiencing that, and once again, I was there alone. I experienced a lot of these beautiful things by myself, and I'm okay with that. And I really loved that sunrise. And would I go through it again? Absolutely. I mean, I have pictures coming down, you know, the side of the mountain in the tour bus that you're on. A lot of people choose to ride a bike, you know, partway down. I'm not a biker, and I didn't want to get in an accident and hurt myself, honestly. So that's why I didn't choose to do the biking. This next one is coffee bean a la mode and cinnamon toast. This is brown sugar, cinnamon, buttery pastry dough, vanilla buttercream layered with coffee bean ice cream, vanilla waffle cone, whipped cream, and caramel. Hot damn, is that a lot. But this is going to be good. Oh, my coffee. Boy, that slid right out. So I didn't want to get in an accident. So I did not ride a bike down. I was the only one who didn't, actually, but it's okay. This one is, boy, look at him. This one is definitely getting 8 pieces because this is strong. So, Haleakala was an experience. So coming back, so these tours, a lot of these tours in Hawaii, they pick you up at your hotel, your resort where you're staying, you know, because you don't have to take your parking, and especially for Haleakala, it's a little bit, you have to have someone take you up there just because of the safety. So coming home, the tour bus coming home, you know, you get dropped off based on where you're staying all over the island. So coming home, I was looking out at the ocean, and I saw, you know what a whale breach means. When a whale breaches, that means they jump up out of the water and dive back in, whether they flop on their back or, you know, we've all seen it. We just might not know what the terminology is. When we went on our whale tour, I saw many, many whales, but I didn't see a whale breach. Coming home, I was looking out the window, you know, just because what else are you going to do? I wasn't on my phone or anything because I was just taking in the whole experience. I wasn't on my phone very much in Hawaii. I was in the morning time because I filmed the ocean every morning, and I posted that on my Facebook, and I sent it to some of my coworkers who, you know, were experiencing Hawaii along with me, you know, virtually. This next one is plum and peppercorns. Oh my God. Sweet plums, saffron, and black peppercorns. Oh, I am in love with this. This is, oh, it's gorgeous on cold. Oh, Jesus, I can't wait to get this melted. Oh, so good. So good. Oh, okay. I was just looking out the window, and I saw a double whale breach. Like one whale jumped, and 2 seconds later, the next whale jumped, and they breached 3 or 4 times. And I started to cry. I really did, because that was the one thing I wanted to see when I was there. And it was our last day there, and I called my husband, and I was sobbing, and I said, I saw a whale breach. You're never going to believe it. And, you know, if you were not looking out at the ocean at that time, you would have missed it. And I just felt like the universe was listening to me, and the universe was talking back, saying, okay, Ashley, this is what you wanted, and we're going to make it happen for you. So that was one of the most beautiful moments of my life, I will say. So, yeah, we'd like to go back to Hawaii. We'd like to go back to Maui. But maybe Charleston will come first because I want to go back to where I used to live, my old house. It's still there. I've looked into all this stuff, and we have one of the best barbecue places in the world. It's called Duke's Barbecue. I know there's a million Duke's barbecues, but this is a little place that is a dive. It's only open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I'm telling you, every weekend, I swear, my mom and dad and I would go there and eat their barbecue. We're watching a barbecue show on Netflix right now called, I think it's Great American or American Barbecue Showdown or something like that. Season 2. It's very interesting. It makes you want to eat barbecue, so don't watch it when you're hungry. This next one is Milk with the Poppy. This is just Palo Santo and vanilla. I mean, this one is pretty basic, but this is, I realize my video is almost an hour, but I only have, counting this one, I only have 4 more soufflés to chop. So this one is, you can see my beautiful stack of tins. How pretty that is. Woo! Man down. That's okay. Barbecue Showdown on Netflix. Yes. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. Marty and I are watching the Summer Baking Champion. We just finished the Spring Baking Championship. And don't tell anyone I told you Marty watches those shows with me, because he he wouldn't like it, but I love cooking competition shows, and you know, I see he enjoys it too, and I'm like, who doesn't like a cooking competition? I mean, we all eat every day. It's not like we just eat once a month, you know, where food is like a luxury. You know, we eat every day. So who doesn't enjoy a cooking competition? I mean, I love to cook, and even though I'm a home cook, I don't have enough balls to go on a competition show. So, although, you know, back when I was younger, I really should have went to culinary school. You know, I have so many, I mean, I love healthcare. I work in healthcare. I've worked in healthcare for 15 years. I love it. When I was little, I wanted to be a nurse or a doctor, but I didn't get the quite enough smarts in the brain to do advanced calculus and OChem and all of those things that you need to know. And I tried and tried and tried. I didn't want to fail out of college, so I had to change my major. This is Fuzzy Socks. This is Warm Woods, Cashmere Socks, and Marshmallow Fireside. I didn't have a lot of guidance back then at that time. It's really tough because my parents separated when I was 16, and, you know, right at that pivotal age, I went back and forth between my mom's place and my dad's place, and I just wanted to get away. So I tried, but, you know, I am successful. I love what I do. I am successful at my job. I'm good at it. I am in a senior position now. I love my job. I do. But is it my passion? Yes and no. My passion would be culinary school. And I know people will say, go to culinary school, Ashley. I don't know if I want to, honestly. I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm going to advance my career with what I do. I have some plans with what I can do later on down the road when I get older. But I watch these competition shows, and it really makes me wonder, should I have went to culinary school? Should I have went with that path? Because when I was little, I used to make a menu up every night when my dad got home from work. My dad was an engineer, so his engineering firm was about an hour from where we lived. Because we had to live in the boonies all the time because of the animals that my dad had, cattle and horses and stuff. This is Team Apple. I got this in a D-stash. Candace sent me this as a freebie, actually. This is apples, vanilla frosting, sweet sugar cookies, and sugar and spice. So I thought I would just chop this up here. There's a little piece here tried, but that's okay. I send wax to people that I've tried to. This is, oh man, he's 2.5 years old, so got to get him chopped. I don't know. I think most of us out there wonder sometimes, what if I would have did this? What if I would have did that with my life? Kind of a thing, but I'm happy with what I do. I'm good at what I do. I have passion. I mean, it's not that I don't have passion with my job. I do. Some of you know what I do. I don't really want to announce it on my channel, but you know, just because I don't want to make it about that. But this one here, this is my first experience with this. It smells like sugar, sugared cinnamon and apples, so cinnamon and spice. But this one, I have one more to go. I'm going to clean this up here. I know this video was just a big ramble about my thoughts, but I mean, what else am I going to talk about when I'm standing here chopping wax? I'm having a conversation with you guys, but I'm the only one talking. So, you know, sometimes you have to expose your underbelly, you know. Life isn't perfect, and I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be. Okay. Milk, cookies, and blueberry cobbler. This is a fantastic blend. This is creamy vanilla, powdered sugar, sweet milk, buttery cookie dough, and blueberry cobbler. This is so good. I have had two. This is my second souffle of this. I should have bought this in a tub, but this was March of this year. I have a lot of other plain. I just have plain milk and cookies, so couldn't justify buying this also, even though I love this. I have regular milk and cookies with just this has, when you get it going, the milk and cookies is such a strong blend, but you do get that buttery cobbler that is fantastic too. Oh, is this good. This is so good. Okay, 1, 2. Oh, I can smell it now. Damn, this is good. Woohoo! So, okay, guys. Well, this was my last souffle for the day for chopping. This is a little bit over an hour-long video, so I do apologize for the length, but I have had a good time filming these. I know a lot of you liked my first one. I hope you liked the second one, even though I did talk about some stuff that wasn't necessarily just wax-related, but, you know, sometimes it's good to say things out loud that you might be thinking. You never know. You know, if the universe is listening, you never know. But, so guys, I hope you have a good weekend, good week ahead. Happy June. Flag Day is this week on Wednesday. Happy Flag Day. I'm going to be doing a few more videos in the next day or so. So thank you so much for supporting my channel and watching, and I'll see you soon.